Hello friends, welcome to my new video. Today I'm here to talk about one of the most beautiful women in the world. A woman who is more popular and famous than her wealth. And the interesting thing is that she got all this wealth and fame with hard work. This woman is no one except Oprah Winfrey. Oprah is a popular and famous African actress, presenter, philanthropist, author, speaker, and entrepreneur. With hard work and perseverance, Winfrey was able to reach high levels of writing and become one of the most influential and outstanding people in the whole world. Forbes magazine named Oprah Winfrey as one of the 10 most influential people in the world. Oprah Winfrey currently lives in the United States. Her main work is mostly in performing, but many books have been published by her, mostly in the form of autobiography, psychological, and motivational topics. I must say that it is undoubtedly the strangest and most inspiring. The biography that I have read so far is related to this person. So follow me to the end of this video and I can tell you about Oprah's ups and downs life. But before that, I would be very happy if you become a member of our family by pressing the subscribe button and activating the bell next to it, and follow me to the end of this video. Oprah Gail Winfrey was born on January 29, 1954 in Kosciuszko, a small town in the state of Mississippi, in a poor family. Oprah's mother was a young maid and her father was a young soldier in the army. Therefore, the financial situation of the Winfrey family was not very good. Oprah often spent her childhood with her grandmother in a village near the city of Kosciuszko due to her parents being busy, and to pass the time, she turned to reading and writing. Oprah Winfrey has been singing and speaking in churches since she was 6 years old. She was a very intelligent child who skipped most of the basics and quickly learned to read and write. Even she was only 12 years old. She gave speeches in churches and even earned money from this. Since childhood, Oprah had a pure talent in the field of speech, speaking, and art of expressions. When the child Oprah was only 9 years old, she was raped by a man of her relatives and later she was sexually abused several times. But Oprah did not share this problem with anyone until her mother finally found out about it. Her mother initially tried to send her to school, but that didn't work and Winfrey returned to her father. Before going to her father, Oprah ran away from home, and a year later, when she was only 14 years old due to rape, sexual abuse, she became pregnant. Unfortunately, her son was stillborn. This was the biggest and saddest thing that ever happened to Oprah, and also a turning point. Finally, Winfrey decided to organize her life and save herself from these abuses. When the teenage Oprah was 17 years old, she returned to her father to start her new life. Her father helped her continue her education and became a radio reporter. So, when Oprah Winfrey was 17 years old, she went to the University of Tennessee and worked in radio to increase her experience. Oprah's father had influenced her a lot. Although Oprah's mother was a hardworking woman and worked hard, she did not have enough time for her daughter and was not educated enough. Oprah's father taught her how to be organized, disciplined, and responsible. Although Oprah had a strong expression, she lacked self-confidence and was constantly abused. Her father helped her gain confidence and stand up for herself when it's necessary. Oprah Winfrey considers her father one of the most important and influential people in her life, especially in her youth. Winfrey believes that without her father's help, she could not have reached the position she has now. Upon entering college, Oprah Winfrey marked another chapter in her life. She was confident in the classrooms and had attracted the attention of many professors. Even in her first year of study, she managed to receive 2 awards from the Best Show. During this time, her father gave her a book every week and forced her to always give a detailed report on the books. Over time, Oprah's writing skills improved greatly, and she wrote many plays during college. At that time, when Oprah was 19 years old, she received a golden offer to announce the evening news on CBS, which she did not accept at first, but finally accepted on the advice of one of her professors. She was announcer of this TV channel for a short time, but the main network that made her relatively famous was the Baltimore network. While Oprah Winfrey was only 22 years old, she became a news anchor for the Baltimore network, which was very successful for her. 2 years later, she hosted another show that was very popular. After that, Oprah Winfrey took on the responsibility of announcing and hosting many television programs, which increased her fame even more and became an irreplaceable competitor of many other presenters. This trend continued until 1986, when Oprah was 32 years old. Winfrey's acting career in the movie The Color Purple, where she played a supporting role, began at this point. She played so well in this role that she won an Academy Award nomination. Now, the opera had become very famous and enjoyed a lot of fame and popularity among the people. Finally, a few months later in 1986, she established her own television opera show called Oprah Winfrey and became the main presenter of this show. This show became one of the most watched, most popular, best-selling, and most talked about television shows in North America. And from here, Winfrey became an influential woman and a billionaire. The show, Oprah, was completely conversational, especially between celebrities and famous people, and it brought about a huge change in the genre of television shows. The main purpose of creating this program by Oprah was to inform and motivate people. Oprah intended to make people aware of themselves so that they could gain more self-awareness. The theme of Winfrey's conversations was mostly psychology, and she gave people psychological teachings. In its first year, the show was broadcast only in the United States, but that was enough for her show to become one of the best TV shows of 1987 and gain a lot of viewers. In 1988, she was able to receive the award for the best presenter and show, which was very shocking because she was the first African-American performer to receive such an award. The Oprah Winfrey show ended after 25 years in 2011, and finally, this popular TV show made Oprah the richest presenter in the world, with a net worth of $3.2 billion. Oprah is one of the billionaires in the world who annually allocates part of her wealth to her charity work. In 1991, when she was 37 years old, she founded a database especially for child sexual abuse to help arrest child abusers. Most of her charity activities are related to children. One of her most important actions was traveling to Africa in 2002 to buy basic toys for African children. There she was influenced by the lives of African children and founded several schools. She also established a school for underprivileged children in Merton, Britain. Winfrey's support and contributions to support poor children or victims of sexual abuse are too many to write and certainly do not lead to the list I mentioned. I really fell in love with this woman's strong yet caring and kind personality. Join me now to see in what fields this billion-dollar wealth is spent in addition to charity. Oprah is particularly interested in buying real estate and has spent a large part of her wealth on buying real estate, but not with regular planes but with private jets. Oprah bought her first private jet in 1991. Winfrey has spent more than $100 million buying real estate outside of the United States. One of Oprah's most important domestic properties can be considered her valuable property in Montecito, California, which she bought in 2001 for $52 million in 2014. Winfrey bought a relatively small home in Telluride, Colorado for $14 million.
Thought I was dying.
Winfrey
so
spent about $29 million to buy a farm
all the
at
menopause information
23-acre horse ranch
can
in
be meaningful
2016.
and helpful to you in
But
one
the
place.
cruise ship
So you
that
go to
Winfrey
oprahdaily.com.
bought and
Buckle
went
up because
on
things are about to get
various
weird
cruises
if you're hitting your 40s.
They were part
Some
of
people
Oprah's
even
wealth
earlier.
and assets.
And we have
The
a
thing that
test to
was
take
really
to see
interesting to
what are
me
the symptoms,
was
whether you're
that
in your
she
40s,
gave
your 50s,
away
or
a
your
huge
60s.
part of her
A
wealth
little quiz.
to the gazers.
Happy 40th
Well,
birthday. Now
friends,
read
we
this.
have
what to
reached the
expect
end of
going
this
ahead.
video. Thank you
Hormones
very
versus
much
no
for
hormones,
watching this video, and I hope
just
you are
information
inspired
that
by
I
the
wish
life of this
someone
powerful
had given
woman.
to
By
me
studying
when
her
I was
life,
going through the
I
change.
learned that
So
by
go to
increasing our
oppradaily.com
awareness and self-confidence,
for
we
all
can
of your
create
big
a bright future
information. It's
for
all over the
ourselves.
place. We
Bye.
worked really hard to put it there.